When I was in second grade, my parents took our family. We never went on trips ever like this. We went to Disney World for 3 days. And the second day, my twin brother got sick. So my dad took me and my 2 older brothers to Disney World, and my mom stayed with my brother at the Days Inn in Orlando. And after we came back after the long day, my brother asked, "Oh, what did we do?" And we told him. It was a great day. And then I asked, "Well, what did you do?" And he said, "Well, I ate sherbet, I watched the Dick Van Dyke Show, and we sat by the pool." And I got so upset. I said, "You did what?" I said, "How come he got to do that?" And my dad said, "You're such a brat. We just spent all day at Disney World, and you wanted to sit by the pool and eat sherbet? How could I think like that?" That's kind of how I was. But I think as Catholics, sometimes we act that way. What do we have? What gift do we have? What gift do we celebrate? We have it all. We have the words of eternal life, and then the very body of Jesus Christ given to us. Do we believe that we receive these things? But then, sometimes groups of people, can do things that are contrary to what we believe. And we have to call that out. But why do we get so obsessed with being outraged by it? Jesus tells us that this is the way it's going to be, that we are not of the world, just like he is not of the world. We kind of have to live with one foot in heaven because we are given the words of eternal life, and one foot on earth. And Jesus says, "I gave them your word," saying to us, "and the world hated them because they do not belong to the world any more than I belong to the world." We believe some rather interesting and far out things. And a lot of people in the world don't believe it. Okay, now our job is to convince them by our life and by the joy that Jesus gives us, that he says, I want them to experience my complete joy. Well, let's experience it. Let's live in it. If the world doesn't like that, okay, it's our job to convince them by our life that we have this joy. Not that we live in this bitterness, in this rancor, in this constant sense of outrage and victimhood. Okay, the world, not everyone accepts what we believe. Okay, our job is to convince them that if we receive this joy here with his word and with his life, let's live it. It doesn't mean we're always happy, but it does mean that we have the gift of eternal life. We receive that. We believe that. We receive that right here. And so let's live that, brothers and sisters, and not be constantly outraged that not everyone agrees with us. Because they won't, but obviously we want them to. But when they don't, let's not sit there and be constantly bemoaning the fact that we're hurt. Brothers and sisters, let God take care of that. And let's live in the joy that he has given us. Let's not let outside attacks turn us into the world. We receive the life of God. Let's allow him to transform us and to live as he has given us, and not allow the world to transform us into the bitterness, which I'm afraid it has sometimes. So brothers and sisters, let us receive the eternal life given to us today and live in the complete joy that Jesus wishes to transfer to us through his life.